All right, so here's your project. Okay, so I promise this will be fun. Okay? So please no inappropriate objects. Okay, so the idea here is I want you to create one relevant to either math or life. So a math relevant or life relevant, I don't know how to spell relevant anymore,
That's right.
object or objects. Okay?
Okay.
So an example of a math relevant object is this thing, which one of you guys could redo. So this is just a little ruler that somebody made for trigonometry class, right? So it's got a little sine wave, and then it's got like standard angles that you could like draw. But they kind of dorked it up. There's, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a little sine wave here.
I just see purple.
Okay, so there's a sine wave on this thing, and they have a like a coordinate axis thing that you can trace. And then underneath this it says sine. But that's freaking cosine. Right? And then there's another one over here that says cosine above it, but that's freaking minus cosine. You guys see this? So one of the available projects, if you don't have any better ideas of your own, is I will give you the file for this thing and tell you the changes I want you to make, and then you can go try to make them. I will warn you, it's usually easier to create a new object than it is to change somebody else's. Cool? So that's the idea. You have to create one math or life relevant object. You need a tool for this. Okay, so the tool for this is this website, Tinkercad.
What?
It's called Tinkercad.
Oh, Tinkercad.
I'm going to email you an electronic copy of what I'm saying right now. That's got links to Tinkercad. There's tutorial videos made by the people who made Tinkercad. So they tell you how to create certain things and how the tools work. It's really pretty easy. The thing is, like, there's a work plane and a list of objects over here. You do the dumbest thing possible. You grab the object you want and you drag it over here and let it go, and then you can grab it and move it around. They have handles so you can change the height, the width, and the depth. And then there's lots of objects over here that you can grab and change. Cool? You may have to make things out of lots of pieces if you're making something super complicated. Cool?
What's the size limitation?
The size limitation on the printer is about this big.
So how big is that big?
I think the print bed will actually create an object that's 10 by 10 by 14, but that'd use like a kilo of plastic, so please don't do that.
How about do that?
Just make a big block.
Big dumb things are not a good idea. Small intricate things are super cool. Okay, so things that fit in the palm of your hand are probably about the right size. If you want to see some stuff, you can swing by my office or walk around the math lab. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
So what wouldn't be considered relevant to math or life?
Okay, things that, inappropriate things are not math or life relevant. Otherwise, I just need to be convinced that, one, it's relevant, like that you'll use it,
You could.
and two, it needs,
Like a triangle.
Like cylindrical things? I want to make a house.
and two, it needs to be complicated enough.
Like a wheel.
Okay? So I realize that those are pretty vaguely defined. So the first part of this project is to bring me a little half sheet of project proposal. You can work in groups of 3. So 3 or less people in a group. And your project should, like your proposal, should have who's in the group, what you plan on making, a little sketch maybe if you can kind of make one, or you can bring me in a prototype. So like if you have a broken plastic something around your house, those are good life relevant things, right? Like I broke the hinge guard on the top of my fridge. I bring you 2 pieces of it, and then we talk about how you could make a new one. That's cool.
I still don't understand, like, what this project, like, what are we, I create something that I use in math or life, or am I, like, just, like, finding something?
So you can create a math art project, or a math thing that's cool, or a tool that you want to use, or you can create something that you just want to have around the house.
A koozie?
Please, yeah, koozies are not complicated enough. Unless you put something ridiculous on it. So if you want to make a koozie that's got a sine wave around the outside and it's like says some math stuff on it, I'm down for that. The hollow cylinder made of plastic is not interesting.
Yeah, like a didgeridoo.
Fair enough.
Cool? Questions, things? What? Yeah. Yeah, you can do it.
So we can do these projects on our own then?
Yeah, so this whole thing just has to happen before the end of the semester, and you can have at least 1 copy for every group member if you want it. Okay? Cool. If you want many, many copies of something, ask and we'll talk about how much plastic costs. It's not super expensive, it just takes time. Other questions on this project?
How much is this worth
This is, for you guys, 25 points.
for you guys?
Yeah, other classes will get this project in other ways. For you guys, this is a required item, and it'll be 25 points.
It has to be a group project.
No, you can do it by yourself. Groups of 3 or less.
So,
Yes, there are many colors. If you want to talk color selection, we can talk color selection. There are some limitations on the complexity of the object you can create, but the printer's complexities are probably not going to be the problem. Like, it's pretty good at making pretty intricate stuff.
Do we have a due date?
Yeah, by the end of the semester.
Oh, end of semester.
Yeah, please do not freaking spring load these into my life. Okay, so
We want them introduced gradually.
yeah, I would like it if like your guys just showed up in a month, and your guys just showed up a couple days after that, and your guys just showed up a bit after that. If I get them all the last week, you're not going to get as many copies as you otherwise could. Also, prototyping is totally allowed. So if you want to send me an email with a file that says, here's a first blow, I'll try to print it, I'll give it to you, you can go take it and try it and see if it works for whatever you were trying to do.
Should just have a list of dates that we'll sign up for.
No.
I mean, that'd be a good way to like.
Sure. I'm not willing to schedule this that much. Other questions? What?
So obviously we're printing this somewhere, but since I don't know the school, where do you go to do the 3D printing? In the math lab?
My office.
So we just come to your office like when we want to print it, or
Yep.
can we work on this at home, like off of our computer, and then
Yep.
we have to print it, then come to you?
Yep. So this Tinkercad thing, you'll have to create an account.
Okay.
free?
Yeah, it's totally free.
Okay.
But your account you can access from any computer that you can browse the web with.
Okay.
I don't even know why I said that. There don't exist. Yeah, you can access this from any reasonable computer that's younger than 7 or 8 years old. Other things? Okay, cool. For reference, I was running this thing on 10-year-old hardware the other day, so it works. It's slow, but it works.
Just get you a floppy disk with our.
Okay. Yeah, give me a. Yeah, it would be great if you all could.
At least 10 floppy disks.
Yeah, if you all could present these to me on a zip disk, that would be great. You guys all know what one of those looks like?
Yeah.